Hello and welcome to another Wraggy's Beers, Wines and Spirits review. So, live review of Alter Ego Brewing. And this is Incognito. It's their West Coast IPA. I will read what it says on the back of the can, although the light in the shed's rubbish. Do apologise. It says here, a West Coast style American IPA hopped with one of our favourites, the classic Centennial. Just going to show you. And backed up by another firm favourite, Mosaic. Expect citrus and pine in abundance. The ABV is 5.8%. Good evening, Benjamin. Good evening, Christopher. Embrace your alter ego. We brew great beer for superheroes like you. Hey, superheroes. Good evening, Jackman. And be kind, be good. Alter ego, based not overly far away from me, about 50. They've got, if you're ever in Derbyshire, they have, good evening, Mr. Bolton. They have a micro pub called the Tip Inn. Stunning micro pub, lots of craft beers on the bar, local ciders, obviously spirits and bits and bobs, and an amazing craft beer fridge. And the venue's bang on. And the chip shop across the road is bloody amazing. But let me tell you, go across the road, get some chippies, get that chips and gravy. I'll tell you what, if you're ever in that area of the world. So, Incognito. So we'll give it a pour. Hoping these guys get to Nottingham Craft Beer Festival. They were at Derbyshire's Great Beer Festival. They stormed the festival from all accounts. I didn't go, but I know what I heard. Someone's got a noisy motorbike. Good evening, Kevin. And, well, here we go. Now, these guys brew a massively different range of beers. There is a brand new beer they've got on at the moment as a collaboration with Urban Chicken Ale. Let me tell you now, Urban Chicken Ale, one of the top rated brewers in the UK. And he brews out of his own garage. So his beer sells before he's brewed it. How the hell? You know, that is just amazing. And there's brewers all around the country, you know, for your beer to sell before you've even made it. Hey. Yeah. And yeah, the collaboration between both. Hopefully I'll get the can this weekend. Try and get a trek over to Derbyshire and get the can. Supping a dry gate and raspberry and peach smoothie dipper. Oh, very nice. Welcome back, Max. So yeah, big orangey looking pour on this. Whether the light shows it up, I'm always a bit curious with the Chromebook that the light isn't as good as it is on the phone. Although the picture quality looks okay, so who knows. Centimetre and a bit of a white head on there, little frothy, nice frothy number on this. So yeah, the ABV again was, what was the ABV? I've already forgot. Yeah, I'm as forgetful as they come. 5.8%. Yeah, I know it's West Coast IPA, that I do know. Yeah, I've fathomed that bit out. On the Braybook Hells there, Braybook, they were impressive last year at the Craft Beer Festival. So yeah, slight haze to the pour, and it's tropical, hoppy, quite hoppy nose on this, very tropical on the aroma. Oh, cheers. And I've got a McDonald's coming tonight. We usually have Chinese on a Friday night, but I've got McDonald's tonight. Well, expensive. I'm not really keen on it, but well, you know, you go with the flow, don't you? Oh, that's bitey. Good evening, Jack. And again, thank you, matey. And again, make me feel really, really embarrassed. Good bite on this. Quite a dryness on the back end that I'm getting. Initially, at least. Beers change. You know, when we're all drinking beers, you know, sadly, a 4-minute review of a beer doesn't tell you the whole story. 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes, you get the air develops the beer, it changes. And even though I've done 4-minute reviews now and again, yeah, dog muck reviews, you know, quick sly beer late at night. But, you know, the longer the beer review, in my opinion, the more you get from the beer, which is why somebody like Jim, Rampant Lion, his beer reviews are always about half an hour. Boy, that guy can rattle. And do it to make him embarrassed. Yeah, he can rattle, but, you know, obviously knows his stuff as well. And he ain't got 19,000 subscribers for no reason. But he's a good beer reviewer as well. So, on with the beer. Oh, nice, tropical, bitey. It's not helping that I've got an ulcer on the back of my tongue, which every time it connects with my teeth is absolutely creasing me. Is what it is, I suppose. So, hope everyone's having a good night in the world of YouTube. Fourth beer review of the day. You can tell I'm on holiday. I'm on the break, can't you? Because it's chucking out beer reviews. I'm also trying to get the beer wall down at the back of me, and sometimes the reviews are. I agree in some ways, Benjamin. Yeah, I do understand what you're saying. But even so, with me, 2,600 subscribers, and I don't get the views either. So, did at one stage, don't so much now. Is that people going back to work? Is that people thinking that you're crap? Or just not unsubscribing? I mean, to be fair, I only subscribe to about 20 people. And most of them are beer reviewers, to be fair. I was trying to be good and not say the dog shit thing, but there you go. Yeah, I haven't done dog shit reviews for ages. The wife's getting too cute with it. Although sometimes, you know, the dog, because he's getting old, to bring him outside late at night and come down here and do a sneaky beer review is actually a good thing, because you see, he knows I'm in the shed, and then he tootles about. He walks down the deck, he walks back up, and then he'll go for a poo, which then we don't get it in the house. So in reality, the dog shit reviews, pardon the phrase, they're actually a good thing. And there's a thing for everybody in this who watches this in the future. You know, sneaky beers aren't always a bad thing. Sneaky spirits are not good. Yeah. Hence why no more spirits. I've banned myself from buying spirits, drinking spirits, and I've only got a couple of pints of wine left as well. Yeah, it's in a barrel, so I think it's a couple of pints, and I'm being good. I'm lowering my beer content, trying to at least, you know. Yeah, I need to stop brewing imperial stouts. It's just bad. It's just bad for the bad for your consumption. Yeah, and other things, you know. It's get too drunk. I get that, Max. I get everybody's back at work now, aren't they? You know, it wasn't the good old days of COVID when most of us were working from home, not me. Everyone's working from home. There's bugger all on TV. There is bugger all on TV now, let's be fair. And people won't go into cinemas. They won't go into pubs. They won't go into restaurants. And basically, YouTube was keeping people going. Spillage on the first beer. Oh, dear. Shocking, mate. Shocking. So I wonder if the likes of Craig and Harry are doing lives tonight, and you know, many hours of lives. I don't know how they can do it, but then again, both of them, you know, sadly, in Craig's in way, you know, being single, like, you know, if you're single, you can do these things because you've got no one to answer to. You do what you like, and obviously, with me, I've got a wife, older kids, but obviously, you know, you've got a wife, you've got a partner, and you know, they get moany if you don't spend a bit of time with them. I mean, fair play to her. She's up there now doing. She's done a Peaky Blinders cake today. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I would have thought so on a Friday. She's done a Peaky Blinders cake. She's done a chocolate cake. She's done some other fancy looking cakes. She's got 5 cakes in the house at the moment. Hey, I could show you a picture of my fridge and you'd be thinking, it's a big American fridge. So we went for the big fridge. Not that we're rich, by no means, but you get ice, on the go ice and water. Do you know, Max? Don't get drunk. I don't eat cake. Yeah. Hopefully, me McDonald's will come down the beer room while I'm here. I can chomp into a McDonald's. Oh yeah. Yeah. Lockdown. Jesus Christ. I mean, let's be fair. COVID wasn't all bad. I went from a crap job to a brilliant job, left on my own, left to my own devices, and through that first nearly for the first like 7 or 8 months. In the November, I was doing a 2-day week. In November. And December, it went to a 4-day week, and it stayed as a 4-day week, I think, all the way up till March. And you're getting paid full wages and doing a 4-day week. I mean, wow. And let's be fair, it wasn't all bad. For some people, obviously, it was. But no, I enjoyed it. And even in the crap job, for the first 5 or 6 weeks of COVID, we were there and only there. Yeah, I agree, Benjamin, in a lot of ways, especially when you look at the Conservatives and number 10 parties. But we were there and we were told the only thing we had to worry about were the gas lights on the Nottingham Park estate. Nothing else mattered. The weeds, the gardens, nothing mattered. My job didn't matter. So I went in, and it's amazing how quickly you can do all the lights, because all the lights had to be wound up. So you imagine an old-fashioned mechanical clock that you've got to wind up. You've got to wind it up, light it, make sure it's lit. And yeah, we're going to pay for it for a long, long time. This is the sad part of it. We are going to pay for it. And the world's paying for it now because of what it's not just what happened in COVID. It's this bloody gas and oil thing. It's what's happening in Ukraine. All these things. The world is so fickle in a lot of ways, because something happens in one country, it goes all the way around the world. They didn't invite you to the parties. Yeah, some good parties by all accounts. Hey, Boris Johnson, I didn't know I was in a party. Yeah, I was on my 6th beer, but I wanted a party. Bollocks, was it? You knew you was in a fucking party, eh? Although today, Labour, apparently, Keir Starmer, it's all coming out of it. They're all as guilty. All these MPs, they're all as dodgy as each other's. I don't know why they try and admit they want. And this is the thing of the rich. The rich, because they've got big houses, because they've got big driveways and big places where no one knows. It's not like you're living in a terraced house where your bloody neighbour knows what you're doing. Do you think he was on that dipper? Well, you never know. I would have thought Boris was more of a best bitter person myself. Exactly, Bolton. I agree, mate. I agree. I mean, we followed the rules to so much, but there were times when we thought these rules aren't for us. We're not seeing our grandkids, and it's not good for not good for his mental health not to see him. So in the end, we went round, and 3 months not seeing him face to face. You walk in, and I didn't bawl, because I get quite emotional. And we walked into my daughter's, sneaked round the back, walked in, and my grandson, he was only 2 years old, and he said, wow, and the emotion in his face, and you're there and you're thinking, don't cry, and the hugs we got, and and these bloody stupid rules, people lost their loved ones. And it wasn't fair. It wasn't fair, if someone's already dying and you're not allowed to see them, where's the it's stupid laws. So back to the beer. Alter Ego Brewing, really do like these. They've made some crackers over the year. They're a SEBA award-winning brewery. I think it's the Campfire Stout they produced, which, good evening, Shane. And the Campfire Stout they produced that's won an award from SEBA. And their tap room, they really are. Have you noticed that when you do get a cold, because we've not all been intermingling with each other's, when you do get a cold, you get an absolute bugger of a cold, for want of a better word. Ooh. So, proper West Coast IPA, got some real poke to it in the back end. I really hope that they do get to Nottingham Craft Beer Festival this year. Obviously, there's, in any beer festival, there's only so many places. I do understand that. But even if they're put on the backlist to get in, I do think they would be a massive for local beers, local breweries. It would be big for them and big for the Nottingham Craft Beer Festival. That balance of big breweries and smaller breweries, certainly. Yeah, Benjamin. I mean, really, you're one of the people that has been in the full Brit. You've been amongst it all, haven't you? In a supermarket, in a shopping centre, rather. Good evening, Mr. Bramall. Welcome back. Good going to the pub and seeing the ladies again. Yeah. Careful, Jagman, your lady might be watching. There's always that chance, isn't there? You never know. I mean, especially somebody like me who actually does the beer reviews. I've had things said to me that I can't remember I've said, in jest. And I've had it rolled back to me and it's like, oh, shit. And did I say that? Especially on beer reviews where I've been a bit tipsy and I may have gone slightly overboard. And one has to be careful. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, those people that know me know that I'm a decent person, know that I really don't. Some of the stuff I say, I don't really mean it. I'm just saying it for jest and to get a reaction. But Stella Unfiltered, I've still not had it. Yeah. Is it much different to normal Stella? And is it the same ABV as normal Stella? I've noticed that Asda have already discontinued it. I didn't even know it was bloody in Asda. But they've got a discontinued section with it in. Only problem is that the price is still high. They want to get rid of the prices down. So Sodom. You've got to have banter, mate. Banter is 5%. Rightio. So new Stella, normal Stella is about 4.6, isn't it? Or is it 4.8? It was 4.8. I know in the olden days it was higher. But is it about 4.6 now for Stella? Sure it is. But yeah, I need to get hold of some Stella Unfiltered. But I think for the next month or two, I'm going to, until my birthday, go behind on beers. And then once the beer wall's depleted, I'll be back up and drinking, relevant beers. But all the beers are relevant because they're all out on the shelves. All the lads on your section have had COVID. And I think more of us have had COVID than we'll ever know. Keep pumping the Stella. Hey, that sounds wrong. Duty, Jagman. Duty. Duty on beer is the biggest problem with today's beers. And good evening, Luke, mate. It's been a while. Duty on beers is the killer for all breweries. Hence why a lot of breweries are bringing the ABV down to pay less duty and hence pay less to the government, you know, and try and get some profit back. Sadly, that's the biggest reason in the UK anyway. It's not about lowering the beer to piss people off. It's duty. Yeah, I know it's shit in it. You know, it's why dictate to people. I'm glad I don't. Good evening, Mark. I'm glad I don't live in Scotland because per unit, Jesus Christ, you know, starts getting very expensive. I'm glad to hear the audio is okay. I'm on my Chromebook tonight. So the Chromebook now, for most beer reviews, I'll be doing it on the Chromebook. I've got internet down to the shed. The internet's working great. Finally, the bloody internet's working great. Although YouTube, I don't think they have any idea. It says there's 4 people online, but there's more people talking than YouTube are saying. So how does that work out? You know. I'd rather pay more than lower the ABV. Sadler's did it. You know, obviously Sadler's aren't Sadler's anymore. It's been bought by Crabbies, aka Halewood, who also bought Hawkshead Brewery, who also sacked most of the brewery staff in COVID. Hence why Lakes Brew Company is a thing. But yeah, Scottish dictating he's put in their place. She's right on some things, but she's very wrong on other things. Yeah, and she's no angel either. None of these bloody MPs are. You know, I'd rather you have an MP who says, "Look, I do this, I do that. I'm not perfect, but I'm trying to run the country," and be right with you. And then you'd say, "Yeah, he's one of us." You know, he admits he's wrong. These fuckers never admit they're wrong. I'm wrong most days. Yeah, the wife tells me. Yeah, mostly because I drink too much beer. But there you go. You know, you've got a hobby, haven't you? If you ain't got an hobby, well, what's life? Hey, I mean, these days, if you eat sausage or bacon, you can die because of cancer. Eat toast, cancerous. And you think to yourself, fucking hell, what am I going to do? Drink beer, not good for you. Smoke, not good for you. And it's like, Jesus. And I'm not going down any other routes because that's naughty. And I'm not going down there. I'm trying to keep away from any other routes, and they can lead off from naughty routes, as you do. You know, trying to be good. Yeah, it's good for my bosses don't. Then again, I always praise my workplace, so that's a good thing. Could you imagine if you had a workplace that watched every beer review you do? Yeah. Hey, it takes some of their time up if they did, but you imagine a place that watches everything you do and tries to get you. I mean, in some ways, that's what the media are doing these days, aren't they? They're watching for any slight hiccup. It's a sad old life, isn't it? It's a good thing that beer reviewers only really get shit fucking views. The views aren't nothing to be shouted about. So no one's ever going to say, "Oh, there's a beer reviewer and he said this," and it's like, and you know, does it really matter? No. So, Alter Ego Brewing, for those who've come late or for those who watch in the future, based in Heanor in Derbyshire, their micro pub rather is a tap room in micro pub. Sorry, is called the Tip Inn in Loscoe in Derbyshire. I'm sorry to hear that, Benjamin. 30, cancer for the 4th time. Ouch. That's awful, mate. No, I never watch my reviews, mate. The only time I've ever watch the review is when I've been pissed up, just to make sure I don't say anything naughty. Luke, oh, if we can beat Bournemouth next week, you've got to think that there's a chance we can go up. Automatic promotion is the golden. Fulham are already the winners. Fantastic team. Mitrovic, Jesus Christ. If they can keep hold of him, and they need to, they're in for a stunning season next year. I think Fulham, with that player and that team, could be top 6. Forest, if we get to the automatic promotion spots, I think a good middle of the table team. We've proved ourselves against Arsenal, proved ourselves against Leicester, and certainly proved ourselves against Liverpool. And those teams will be thinking, okay, now these lads come up, they're a team to be reckoned, they're a team that aren't going to be pushovers. But obviously, this is the most, these next few matches are the most important of the season. Every single match is a cup final match. Scary. Yeah, Garner's been brilliant for us. He has. But sometimes, it's that for Forest, the team's basically the same team as at the start of the season. Basically the same team. But Steve Cooper has gelled that team. He's done what Clough did to the old Nottingham Forest 40 years ago. And fucking hell, 40 years ago makes you sound really old. Mr. Bolton. But yeah, I think if we get up, we'll stay up. But you've got to keep your manager, you've got to keep your players. If you look at Nottingham Forest, it's not just the first team. The women have won their competition. The youth team are in the FA youth final or whatever it is. Every bit of Nottingham Forest is playing fantastic. What happened to the San Miguel kegs? I cracked it open today, mate. Yeah. 2 years and 4 months out of date. Yeah. I did a short review of it earlier. Yeah. And it tasted okay. So sneaky beers at the end of the day. Job's good. Yeah. And it's only 4% or 5%. So it's not too... the Blades need to go up. Are they in the playoffs? Steve Cooper, to be honest, Steve Cooper has been a revelation for Forest. He gets Forest. When you get a manager that... Good evening, Liam, mate. How are you? When you get a manager that is 100% your team, not using your team as a stepping stone or a retirement plan. He came to Forest. He walked out on that first day. There's 20,000 people there. We were bottom of the league. Comments are lagging for you. Oh, right, yeah, nothing I can do about that, mate. I don't know what's playing up there. And 20,000 people there. And he saw that straight away and it gave him the buzz. And he's going out to the crowd at the end, giving it some of that to the crowd. And the crowd are loving it. We're die-hard Forest fans. Whether you can afford to go or you can't afford to go. Not all of us can afford to spend 30 quid a match, on going or buy a season ticket. It's all what you can afford to do. But, apart from the odd blip, and there only has been an odd blip, Luton the other week, and half these blips are shit fucking referees, pardon my French. And sometimes when they just don't show up, they all have them. Hey, Benjamin, you know, I spend money on decent stuff. Hey. Last year, the amount of money I spent on beer, yeah, probably. This year, I've spent little to nothing on beer. Not more for the beer room, at least. I've been going out a bit more this year and meeting up with the good man Liam and Shane next Sunday, doing a trawl of Nottingham's beer pubs. Live reviews from each pub. Yeah. And a little live look around the pub as well. Might as well, hasn't I? You know. I see Jim doing it on his Rampant Line beer reviews, doing it on his videos, and I think that I need to do it. I need to stop bloody being so shy and just do it, you know. Damn right, matey. So, getting near the end, my dinner's coming. Orangey looking pour, Whitehead. Still got a tropical nose on it, very hoppy at the beginning. Richie Rich, you're damn right, mate. You know, when I've had a drink, I don't really care. And I was at good evening, Sam. Or good morning. Very good early morning over there in Australia. Yeah, this is the thing. 4 days off now. Hey, fair play, mate. This is the thing with when you've had a beer, your inhibitions go. If you have, like me, I'm not good in crowds until I've had a drink. When I've had a drink, I get braver, and I don't really care then. And at Robin Hood Beer Festival last year, Liam already bailed and went home early. He was pissed, bless him. And I don't know how I lasted the hours I lasted. I have no idea how I can last 12 hours on the piss, drinking anything up to 17% beers. I have no idea how I did it. And I was still doing beer reviews at like 11 o'clock at night. I mean, God. I had to delete some of the last beer reviews because I was an absolute pissing wreck. And yeah, but we had a good night nonetheless. Only 3 nights next week. Hey. But yeah, I mean, doing beer reviews with hundreds of people around you, I didn't give a shit. I just did it. And we're going out tomorrow as well in Beeston, in Nottingham, over to Totally Tapped. And I need to do a live beer review in Totally Tapped and get everybody on the camera. And, you know, these are things I need to do. Whether I'm brave enough to do it, that'll be another thing. But I need to do it. And also get the wife and that on the beer review, just for the crack. You know how it is. Bedlam Lager. Oh, right, see, I've not seen that one. 7% one up from the Lidl Beer Fest. I've not been to Lidl, to be honest. I've not been near any flipping shops. I'm trying not to buy beers, and even if it makes me for the next few months a little bit less relevant in the beer review world, so be it. You know, I'm going away in a caravan in October. Well, hopefully it's a bloody big caravan, yeah, and with a decent heater. Not freezing my balls off late at night. Lots of caravan beer reviews, yeah. Because obviously from 4 o'clock at night, it's dark in October. So I think so anyway, yeah. Depends on what time in October, obviously. Going away in June. My dodgy neighbour down the road, he's going away in his caravan. You can see him going out and cleaning it. Yeah. Doesn't go to work. One's a caravan, one's a car. And you think to yourself, I'm in the wrong job. But aren't we all like that, you know, in the grand scheme of things? So, lovely West Coast IPA from Alter Ego Brewing, 5.8%. Like I say, I do hope they get to Nottingham Craft Beer Festival this year. You damn well know I'm going to carry on prodding on social media as best as I can anyway, if anybody actually takes notice. Even now, quite bitey and strong on the back end. good tropical flavours flowing through, and a nice beer nonetheless. You do BG. What's BG? Beer and fishing. I don't do fishing. No. Yeah. Maggots on the bank. Yeah. I had a mate who turned around to me and says, well, I put maggots in my mouth to warm them up. And I'm like, fucking hell, don't even tell me that shit. You know. Beer Gorilla. Yes, I had one of those beers, didn't I? Northern Monk Faith in... Your last beer tonight? God. I should be having another beer in a bit. Some things you don't need to... Some things in life you don't need to read. That last comment, no. No. But fair play, mate. I mean, you know, you get blokes that come out with, oh, I'm this big or that big, and then you get other blokes who just say that, and there's nowhere to go on that comment. That comment like says, okay, yeah, okay, that's it. We'll move on. And now, if you turn around and says, yeah, I give her 2 feet every night. Yeah, you give it her 4 times or 6 times, depending, you know. And yeah. I do apologise to any ladies watching. I've took a piss in the middle of the Arboretum once when we'd been on a bit of a Christmas beer drink. And I wanted the piss. I took a piss in the middle of the path on the Arboretum. Didn't give a fuck. But I was younger then, you know, I was in my 20s. And I really didn't give a shit. I can't answer them comments. So, Alter Ego Brewing, West Coast IPA, Incognito. For me, a good 4.3 out of 5. Really, really looking forward to the Imperial Stout that they've brewed with Urban Chicken Ale. Darren, you know, there's a great relationship from Urban Chicken Ale with Alter Ego Brewing. And yeah, didn't need to know that comment either. And yeah, the Duracell comment, if you're on about comments. And yeah, hilarious. But yeah, for me, a good, did I say it already? If I didn't say it already, a good 4.3 out of 5 for me. And yeah, Alter Ego Brewing. Love this brewery. Can't wait to see them. You know, and breweries like this need to be at craft beer festivals. And that's it for this live beer review / gathering. It's never just a review, never has been. And it's always about the beer. It's always about the community. If you're in a pub, you're drinking beer. You don't just sit there supping the beer going, oh, yeah, it tastes of this and that. You're drinking, you're interacting with your friends, community. It's what makes the world go round. And that's it for this one. Right, I'm going to try and get me McDonald's now. Hopefully something nice. Faith in Future, average. Yeah, mate, I wasn't overly keen on it either, to be fair. Yeah, there are better supermarket beers. I am going to set up the date for the 4-year anniversary, but also it's going to be a Saturday because Saturday's the best date, or Sunday maybe. Probably Sunday maybe. Depends if I'm working or not, and depends if I'm going to Alton Towers. But if it's a Saturday and I work it out towards the end of the month, I will be getting a load of supermarket beers, cheap supermarket beers, for those who can join and drink along. You know, it's about time somebody celebrated good traditional beers. Yeah, me, mate. Yeah, I'll be back on tomorrow night, about 7:30. I know there's no things tomorrow night, but it's a thing now. The 7:30 thing's kicking in. Yeah, it's kicking in well. Yeah, and the wife don't mind either. Oh, peculiar. Hey, Craig, it's been too long, mate. So I'm damn sure that Craig's got a live. You got a live? And I'm looking at your comments instead of talking to the camera. The bloody camera's here. So are you live tonight, mate? And if Craig is live, please drop over to his channel. You know you're going to get decent conversation. There's bound to be lots of guests dropping in. Not like me, who sits on his own, talking to myself half the time. But there you go. And he is a top fella, yeah. And he got us home on that Friday last year at Nottingham Craft Beer Festival. Make no mistake about it, Jagman. Me and you were steaming. Craig was like Obi-Wan, Craig Obi. And Thomas, welcome back, matey. Sadly, I've got to go. Me McDonald's is waiting. He is a good lad, yeah, because, yeah, I was bad. You were really bad. But, you know, sometimes you fail, don't you? You're a beer drinker. You drink beer, you never know if it's going to wobble you. We all have good nights and we all have dodgy nights. Trust me, I've had plenty of dodgy nights, yeah. Yeah, most fucking days of the week, but there you go. Tried not to say that too loudly. Right, gotta run. Thank you for watching. If Craig's doing a live stream, but he might be doing, so check out Craig's channel, Kent Beer Reviews, the master. And I'm going up for dinner. Cheers all. See you soon. 9 o'clock. I reckon he's doing it for 9 o'clock. It's 8:10 now, so 9 o'clock's good. PJ, good evening. And Mr. Kent Beer Reviews is doing his live soon, so make sure you check him out. Cheers all. See you soon. Is it off?